What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are here, episode 3 of the Miami Tech NCAA 14 Dynasty. You're probably gonna expect to see these videos about once a week. They're a little bit more of a niche upload. I'm more so doing it for me because I just want to play NCAA. I don't want to just strictly play Madden time and time again. There's definitely a segment I look in the comments, when's the next Miami episode? When's the next Miami episode? So I'm gonna say be prepared to see this once a week. I'm kind of leaning towards, maybe streaming some of this too as well, just because I don't know, I just feel like this is what I want to play. This is the game I want to play. I get it might not be the, literally no one really is growing and booming in NCAA right now on YouTube. It's Madden. So, and I completely understand it, but I still want to be able to play this football game. But I will say, for at least for the channel's sake, you're going to probably get these episodes once a week. And if the views and all that stuff go up, people really catch on, maybe we can go back to 2 days a week. But for right now, just for, the priority of the channel, we'll be featuring it once a week. And I'm also going to up the ante. We're going to try and get this to progress just a little bit faster, not to a point where it feels like I'm just rushing it. We're just going through so quick, so fast. But right now, we're presenting it very similar to how we presented our Madden 20 franchise, where we play 2 games every episode. We have the recruiting, and that's it. You can get the 2 highlights. What I'm going to do now, we're going to move it to a 4-week, because we already have, we're already at week 4. We're going to go on a 4-week progression, because that's going to give you week 4 is going to be 1 episode, up to week 8 is episode 2, up to week 12 is episode 3, and then episode 4 would be bowl season and the off season to set up the next season. So it works best to put it in groupings of 4, and I hope you guys do enjoy this decision. And it's going to be a mix of sim and gameplay. We're not going to be able to play 4 full games because those videos would be 35 minutes long worth of highlights. So I'm going to pick and choose. We're going to look at the every single time we're going to view it as a 4-game scope, and what games look the most appealing are going to be the games we go into I'd say probably a maximum of 2 games per episode. Maybe we'll knock it down to 1 depending on the time length and restrictions. So we are here, week 4 in the very first year ever of Miami Tech being in existence, and we're 2-1. We're feeling kind of good about ourselves here, beating North Texas, somewhat of a foothold. And, look in the next couple weeks, we get FCS West. Let's be honest, probably can sim that game. We got Florida State, which at a name values standpoint, the biggest game of our season. We got another FCS game, and then we got South Alabama. So I think it's fairly easy in saying that we're going to sim out those FCS games. The team should be able to handle them and get 2 wins. But that Florida State and South Alabama game are going to be something that we're going to have to step in. We're going to hopefully have to... we're going to have to play really good football. Maybe not so much against South Alabama, but that Florida State game is going to be huge, especially when it comes to recruiting in the state of Florida. We knock off a team like Florida State, and they're already a team that's having a purge of recruits committing, decommitting, because, no one really knows what's going on there at Florida State. So we beat them. I mean, that's just even more ground that we can cover in the state of Florida when it comes to these really, really talented Florida recruits deciding what school in-state they want to commit to. So to give you guys really, we'll finish. I feel like now we're going to this 4-week format. We should kind of start week 1, the first week, with where the scouting's at, and then we'll finish with a quick little summary of where we're finishing. Because 4 weeks, a lot can change over 4 weeks in scouting. So we've kind of had a lot of these familiar faces that you guys have seen. We got quarterbacks. We got Brett Wright, who's set to make his on-campus visit, which hopefully can swing things our way. We got Martin Washington. But now I'm pretty much into that second stage of scouting where, really, there's a couple prospects that we've had to knock off the board because bigger schools have come in, obviously, a lot bigger than Miami Tech. So we got to start looking at, you always want to look at the 4 and 5 stars, but every now and again, look, we still have a bunch of 3 stars who are #1 priorities coming and joining this little project we have here in Miami Tech. So we're going to start, every single week adding 3 or 4 of these guys, if not more, and scouting them and seeing if we can find a couple diamonds. Because, 3 stars can still be really, really good. Might not be blue chip at face value, but you do your due diligence, they could emerge as blue chip prospects. So what we've found here already is a couple good ones. We have Joe Coleman, who I've never, we never give this guy a light of day, out of Texas, McKinney, Texas. And he is a diamond, +5 overall from the initial value, 3-star recruit, 93 speed. So hell yeah, we will definitely try and welcome 3 running backs if we can bring them all in on this first visit. We got another guard here, Jason Nixon. I mean, those are some big dog schools that we're going to have to worry about there. He's 65 overall. I'm not going to lie, though, we're probably not going to be able to contend with Ohio State right at this point. We'll knock him off. Ray Bell, he's still chilling. He took a big hit. So I'm not going to be super worried if we can't bring anybody. Still at 67 overall. Pretty much anyone that's 65 overall at this point, we definitely have to consider looking at trying to bring them in here. Another player, we got Andre Taylor, D-tackle from Georgia. Maybe we'll put a couple. Oh, we don't have any points left, but he'll be a guy we keep an eye on. Outside linebacker, a couple 68s that we scouted. A lot of competitiveness when it comes to the bids there. From the style that we want from a linebacker, I think definitely Eric Fuller could prioritize himself. A little bit more athletic. So let's actually kind of thin this out here just a little bit. We'll probably take Matt Watson off for a second. We don't really need that many outside linebackers, I don't think. I mean, we could revisit. It's not a be-all, end-all. But the big one, we've been trying to get corners. We need corners bad. Javon Gold, JUCO. It's tough with Florida Atlantic right now. Lane Kiffin's still at Florida Atlantic. He's working it. But out of nowhere, 3-star Jamal Rishwalski. With a name like that, I'm like, no way, this guy's good. Diamond, +7 overall at our biggest position of need. 87 man, 86 zone. Hell to the 90+ speed across the board. He literally has like overnight. As like I don't want to give up Javon Gold, but let's be honest. Probably gonna have to give him up. And let's focus all of our efforts here on Wishwalski. He just literally came from a 3-star that we didn't even have on our board to our top priority. So we're going to hopefully can keep sifting through some of these 3-stars that have a lot of interest in Miami Tech and find a couple more diamonds to really round out this recruiting class. And like I said, it's week 1. We'll visit here week 4 with an updated draft board. And what I keep calling a draft board, because I'm in Madden mode, it's a recruiting board. Okay, so we are just, when we sim games, I'm not just going to straight up sim. We'll play the moments because there could be ups and downs. We're not that good of a team. Like, we're going to hold, a 10-point or less overall advantage over these FCS teams. But it's not a for sure thing, and I don't want to lose to an FCS game. So we have to hop in. I will hop in. Because look at this right now. First quarter, we're losing 7-0 to FCS West. My God, what is going on? 14-0? Are we playing North Dakota State right now? Who is this FCS powerhouse that is smoking us? We're able to get a touchdown here, but we're still down 7. I might have to come in the fourth quarter. I don't know. This is not looking good for our team here. We got another pick. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm coming in. I'm coming in for this fourth quarter. Of course, we can't have nice things. There we go. Boston gets the edge. 16-yard touchdown. Does he finally get the lead? Can we end this game with a win? Ramon Bostic clears it up finally. Oh, way too close. It makes me not super comfortable with this whole new strategy about like playing games, same against Bostic. 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches, 64 yards on the day. A 14-point comeback victory over an FCS team. I mean, it feels good, it feels bad. I don't really know how to feel, especially as we got Florida State next week. But a win's a win. We're 3-1, and try to find some positives. Let's get into Florida State week. So we barely got by the skin of our teeth against an FCS school. Now we have our first rank opponent, number 25, Florida State. They're 4-0. Yeah, we know they're pretty gimped up. Willie Taggart, whatever's going on there, they still got a lot of talent. They're still, for whatever reason, they have that reputation, that aura that makes them a recruiting powerhouse in the state of Florida. So even I'm not going to be unrealistic. It is going to be very, very tough to win this game. They're 9th in the entire college in points per game. They run the ball very well. Their pass defense is very good. But you look at our team, we're no slouches either. Look at that. 5th in yards, 2nd in passing yards, 1st in rushing defense. But, they got Marvin Wilson, Cam Akers, Tamorrion Terry, Hamsah, Nasirildeen. They got a bunch of guys that are probably 1st, 2nd, 3rd round prospects, day 1, day 2 in the NFL. And I'm not going to be unrealistic. It's going to be very, very difficult for us to win this game. But even if we can look respectable, that should play well into, really gaining some reputation in the state of Florida. But let's get into this game. Oh, no. Oh, fumble on the play. Josh Kando with the recovery. It's rainy. Our home stadium has never been this packed. A lot of Florida State fans doing that annoying, it got in our QB's head there. That's a bad fumble. 3rd and 13. Not really in field goal range to tie this one up. Would love to see Northcutt we don't need a first down, just gain even 5-10 yards. But Northcutt across the middle brings the ball into the red zone, 35 yards. The Florida State fans are in shock as Miami Tech could be the first team to score a touchdown here in this game. Oh, Bostic, the man who carried us against the FCS team last week, opens up with a 4-yard touchdown one. That is exceptional blocking against a still pretty good Florida State front seven. They got a bunch of NFL caliber talent, and Miami Tech trying to come up with the biggest upset in at least college football season this year. Well, that's just destructive running from Cam Akers, who might be, if we're talking about the 2020 draft, the most underrated running back in the entire draft class. So they're really going to put our #1 rush defense in college to the test. That's a free shot from Cannon, the death player, but Blackman, who's not known as a scrambler, able to take the keeper, bringing in a 3-yard score. Oh my God, Bird bounces to the outside. Oh my God, I haven't got a kick return. Oh, he's so close. I haven't got a kick return for a touchdown like all of Madden. And we're coming back into NCAA. Bird with a phenomenal return, putting this offense in a great position to at least get any sort of points and tie it up here. That's terrific blocking. Bostic in another 4-yard score. Miami Tech rings the bell, response. And just like that, up 14-10. Oh my God, he's wide open across the middle. Carlson, gain of 17. As Miami's getting ready to score again before the end of the half. Oh my God, the block. Do they even want to try to stop the run here today? Huh? This is unbelievable. 8-yard touchdown. The hat trick in the first half for Ramon Bostic. The guy no one wanted in the state of Florida. Doing big things against Florida State. Looking like the better running back than Cam Akers, who's almost a lock to go second, third round. Gonna bounce. 2 yards. My God. With like garbage time, we're going to be able to attempt a field goal here at the end of the first half to try and go. It's 47 yards. Our kicker's not particularly great, but I'm a god at kicking. Come on. That looks good to me. It's up, and it is just inside the uprights. 24-10. Miami Tech goes in at halftime over undefeated 25th ranked Florida State Seminoles. Suck it, Deion Sanders. All right, we got to punt it back after they got a cheesy opening touchdown to Cam Akers. I wasn't recording. My bad. It wasn't good. It was just, they just nickel and dime their way all the way downfield. And now they got the ball back. Momentum has shifted, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! They go with it. Oh, what was the spin move for, man? That was the same screen pass they burned us with Cam Akers. And just like that, that is an interception, a face mask at 15 yards. Momentum has just been regained back by Miami Tech. All right, 3rd and goal. The coach, Tom Savage, and P.L. Mullen said, let's dial up the C4 special here in the red zone. Don't do anything fancy that could not work. And it works to perfection. Breaking the school record I assume he already set earlier in the year, because this is our first year in existence. Ramon Bostic, 4th rushing touchdown. Terrible tackling there from 23 of Florida State. And Miami Tech, with this impending extra point, has gone up 31-17 over Florida State. Yes, we are on Heisman difficulty. And yes, I haven't been this hyped about me playing football in a long time. Oh, Cam Akers, 11 yards untouched. Oh, that's a big sack. I don't even know who that was. That was so quick. Can we get a number on that number 11? A name on that number 11? Put them up. Call the cops. I feel violated. 3rd and 14. Like we have to throw the ball here. We're put in a bad position. The slot post has been working. We got North cut out the slot. It was our big gainer in the first quarter. I don't know if we can go back to that here again, but we're gonna try. Looks like he has it. Northcutt. Why aren't they covering that? Like, you look at the linebackers on Florida State. They're all like 230 pounds. They should be cover guys. But we're just abusing them with our slot wide receiver. No, no, no. No. You make that tackle, Irvin. Boston. Oh, my God. That's like almost as like... You just can't have that happen. You cannot have that happen. Kane Doan again on the fumble. That's costly. That is a huge fumble right there. We probably had that game. If one more first down, that game's over. Oh my God, the blitz is working. Blackman 2 times in a row has sailed it. 3rd and goal. Will they go for a field goal? Will they go for it on 4th down? I don't know, but we're going to live and die by the blitz here. Because if we give them too much time, I think Cam Akers has 9 catches out of the backfield for 100 yards. Tamorrion Terry, they've been slant cheesing us all day with him. There you go. There's another one. Another slants. Keith Gavin. What are these guys? Can we get some shade thrown in the comments? Anytime I run slants, I hear it in the comments. Can the computer hear it, please? 2nd and 10. Come on. We need some yards. Joyce, we go to the backup tight end. Gets rocked, but makes it a 3rd and manageable. I feel like we have to go back to the run here. Anytime we move out of the pocket, it's either a big 15-yard gain or Irvin throws a duck. So let's keep this one on the ground. And get the blocks. Going for it. We'll go play action. They think we're probably going to run it. They think we're going to be too scared. Carlson is our best player right now. They're not going to score, given how our defense is played. Oh my God, we can get with Irvin. Carlson with the block. 4th and 2. Irvin gives us 17 yards. That might be like the most important play in school history so far. Everything was covered pretty well downfield. I mean, we could have took Carlson for a gain of 10. We add on another 7. Oh my. 2nd and 9, trying to hit Bostic out the backfield, and there's an interception. We should see, because it had the back of the mind, the fumble. It's like there's something that it was gonna fumble again. Let's go against the entire game script that's got us to this point. That is a disgustingly bad turnover. All right, D. This is how you respond. We got them facing a 3rd and 10. Do not get beat by the slants. We should be able to get off the field. It's stonewalled here by Wilkerson. It's a lame duck. They brickhand it. Parham should have had the interception going the other way. But I think we're going to have another chance with our offense here to try and win this game. Hey, going overtime. 31-31. What team wants it more? Florida State goes tails. It is heads. Always best way. You play defense, see what you have to do offensively. There we go. Man, they're throwing ducks. We're making Blackman throw ducks. They're settling for a field goal with a touchdown. We can win it. Okay, 3rd and 6. I will not be hesitant to use the slants if we have to, because they got like 2 of their touchdowns on slant passes against us. And Carlson, 13 yards. That was actually like, we didn't even let him finish his route there, but that is a big gainer for this offense. 1st and goal. We'll go right back to the pass. I feel like one of these times they are going to just go all in on coverage, and we're going to be able to run in with Irvin. I don't know if this is going to be that time. Oh, X is wide open. And in overtime, John Paul Bradford, 8-yard touchdown after the defense shut down Florida State. And just like that, Miami Tech has upset number 25 Florida State. What a blown play in coverage. John Paul Bradford, 8 yards in overtime, and Miami Tech has secured the biggest upset in their very early school history. Upset of the college football season. We're at the end of the decade, maybe upset of the college football decade. First year school, Miami Tech beats number 25 ranked undefeated Florida State on the back of Ramon Bostic, 4 touchdowns, $150. He did have a costly fumble, but in the end, it didn't matter. They just won. Like, we just barely beat an FCS team in Sim. We got whooped by, who the hell smoked us? Was it like UAB? And then we come out and beat, I mean, it is Florida State. They are known to just not be that good. But still, you're not gonna sour this victory. This is huge for us. This is huge for the school. This is huge for the football outlook in college for the state of Florida. Can't take this one away. This is an epic win. What a play call, Tom Savage. What a play, Bradford, for the execution. Wow. So for game 3 of our quadruple header, another game in the rain against FCS competition. I'm not from Florida. I've been to Florida once. Does it rain all the time? Because it kind of feels like we're going to play in a lot of rain games. So coming off of that victory over Florida State, I think we should feel comfortable against FCS competition, to be completely honest with you. But we're only up 10-7 here in the first quarter. Not dominating by any means. I'm seeing interceptions. We're down. Like, oh, what is going on? Pac-Man Jones needs to get control of this defensive group, okay? Why are we giving up 21? Like, this FCS team's moving the ball against us more than Florida State did. We're starting to pull ahead just a little bit. 10-point lead here in the third quarter. But FCS, they're going, man, I'm telling you, man, these teams that we're getting like the South Dakotas, the North Dakotas, stuff like that. So we're going possession by possession here. Missed the field goal. This is terrible. Thank God we're just barely holding on. There we get the nice little tutty there to go up 38-20. I'm not liking this team here in the sim. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If we're struggling against FCS Southeast, we got South Alabama in the final episode. I was planning on simming that. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what level of confidence we could have against like an actual FBS team, but we'll take that dub. 45-31. Defensively, we got to get a lot better on the day. Quick look at the game stats here. Player stats for our team. Julius Ervin, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, that's not terrible. 144 yards, 2 touchdowns for Ramon Bostic. Might have an outside shot at getting the Heisman this year. Receiving, 7 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown for TC Rich. 100 yards and a tutty for Northcutt. 81 and a tutty for Rudy Carlson. So those are your familiar faces. Defensively, 10 tackles, Quincy Cannon, 4 TFLs, and a sack. A couple sacks, Wilkerson, 3 TFLs and a sack. Vasher, the starting middle linebacker, Benny Vasher, had a TFL, a sack, and an interception. Our lone interception on the day. I'll take the win, though, man. It's not great. Doesn't give me a lot of confidence going forward with this team in the sim, which we're going to use a lot more than what we had, but a win's. So actually a pretty cool note, we actually had an NCAA Player of the Week. Benny Vasher with his TFL sack, forced fumble, interception, 5 tackle performance. Getting some national recognition alongside Michigan quarterback Shea Patterson. Kind of cool. For our little update here on our recruiting board, we have 26 current targets. Really, there's only 2 changes here. Joel Thomas, the 4-star quarterback at Fort Hood, Texas. We are now actually behind LSU. He had his visit with LSU. So we actually upped that bonus just up a little bit to 350. You can see now that we are pretty much, these guys should be, they're probably waiting for their visits, but getting ready to commit anytime soon. So anyone that's under 100, we pretty much feel like they're locked. We still are in on Joel Thomas. Lee Warren, our 5-star. We got a big lead on Wake Forest, but they're still hanging around. We got Jordan Young, the tackle. It's really going to come down to between us and West Virginia. Desi Davis, the center. We're still lead there. Doug Carter just behind Florida State. Thought us beating Florida State might put us far and away the #1 team, but we'll have to wait and see. Ray Bell, we're not, he was actually a bust, I think, like -5, but he's still a 67 overall lineman. It's not bad. We just fell behind Kent State, so we upped his points up to the 500 max. This is one we're going to have to get rid of. Keith Greco, this one stings. A 76 overall D tackle. He would be an instant starter for our squad, but we are just, we're definitely odd man's out. Feels like he is getting ready to commit to Oklahoma. So with that, I mean, we definitely, we're still in at 500 for all these guys. Jeremy Johnson looks good, 79 overall. He might be one of our best players in the class. Brett Wright, we're falling behind. Well, we're right there with Middle Tennessee. We got Rich Walski, that really nice looking corner. Actually, we might as well. We got these points. There's no point just sitting on them, right? We're not really in a position to go spend a whole lot more. So on these guys here that we're just kind of looking at, Watson, the linebacker, some corners, getting better on the defensive side of the ball. But our board's looking pretty good, but does sting a little bit missing out on one of our top recruits, that 76 D tackle. Final game of the doubleheader. We're going up against 2-3 South Alabama. Looking at them, they got 29th in college for rush yards, just over 200 rush yards a game. Which is something, but man, look at our numbers. We are putting up really, really respectable numbers here. 13th in points, 6th in yards, 5th in passing yards, 1st in rush defense. And every time we play, it's our rushing offense that's great. I'm very shocked they're only 83rd. Trying to look at what they're working with. I've never heard of any of these players. They got Minter, though, as a running back. Pretty dynamic. Almost, 900 yards from scrimmage, 9 touchdowns so far. So really, if we could take him away, I think we're going to have a lot of success. And clearly, our run defense has been our bread and butter. So great job for Pac-Man Jones unit to show out here against a standout. All right, so for this game, we're going to kind of take a rebuild approach. We call it Papa Bear, where we watch how our team plays. If it looks like we're going to need to step in because they're getting smoked, we may need to consider popping in. It looks like 2 straight 3-and-outs from our offense is not great. South Alabama, 4 straight 3 and outs from our offense. We got a nice interception. Benny Vasher, your player of the week, looks good, but my God, this offense is doing absolutely nothing. We need to consider coming in. Again, a 3 and out. That's 4 straight 3 and outs in the first quarter. I think we're going to have to hop in and play this game because our defense, this team's just, I don't want to play every single game. I feel like having games like this keeps the realism of a first-year program. But I just find it hard to believe that we can beat and contend with Florida State, but literally we can't do a single thing against Alabama. But we get a nice little touchdown there. We're trying to stay in it. It's competitive. Another Benny Vasher with his second interception on the game, and Irvin does his best just to give the ball right back to Alabama. And there's another pick. This is insanity that these interceptions are going back and forth, back and forth. I feel like I might want to just come in for one drive if we can't get this. I'm coming in for this one drive to see if we can equalize here, because this is embarrassing by our offense. There we go, Carlson. Northcutt, is it that hard, computer? It's not that hard. We sliced and diced South Alabama to tie this game up. I'm going to back out. That was my one little input, my one little pop-up there. From here on out, we need this team to capitalize on whatever momentum that might have been to win this game, or else we're going to lose, and we're going to rightfully deserve to lose because we're having 3 and out after 3 and out, and it's looking like they're gonna lose this one. In the same episode that we beat Florida State, we're gonna lose to South Alabama. We're gonna lose to a bunch of inbreds because there you go. That's what happens. Minter went off, and I can't say anything. That's an appropriate loss. How many 3 and outs did this offense have? How many turnovers did this offense have? We got 3 or 4 interceptions from our defense, and it was 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out. So it actually looks like, it's not good. That is not a great way. I thought here we're gonna be all high-assing it around because we beat Florida State, and then we get a reality check that we ain't shit. We're still a first-year program. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but look at 19 of 50. What are you doing, Tom Savage? You have one of the best underrated running backs in the country, and you only run him 16 times, 85 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. If you gave him 30-some touches, we win this game for sure. Rich had an okay performance. Northcutt had 2 tutties. Defensively, Preston Andrews had some big plays. Benny Vasher coming off an NCAA Player of the Week, got 2 picks. And obviously South Alabama just wanted more. I have no idea who any of these players are. But this Minter guy, the running back, 8 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown, and run the ball 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. I've never heard of him. Maybe he's really good, but you don't get 3 picks. And I think from every one of those interceptions, we went 3 and out the opposing drive. So this is an L that is completely deserved, and hopefully a wake-up check for this Miami Tech team, because that was piss poor to say the least. So as we wrap up episode number 3, we sit here 5-2. Obviously, the issue is when it comes to conference standings, the ultimate indicator is your performance within the conference. We don't have a single game against any team in the American. Which, it's a product of us just coming in late as an expansion team. None of these teams want to schedule us in. Maybe it was a disadvantage right off the rip. But 5-2 and being 5th in your division, especially behind 2 3-win teams, is always going to sting. But it's what happens, and you're the product of your environment. When you're a last-second school, pretty much a pop-up university, you got to have some issues like that. Hiccups in your first year. But we can only play the teams that we have, and we'll see where we finish. But when you look at the American, we're 5. Really, we should be 4th behind. Really, we should be 2nd. But behind UCF, you got UCF and Cincinnati. They're the big dogs. Houston at 4-2. But we're 5-2. 234 yards. So we have the second best offense in the American Conference. But again, I get it. There's disrespect there when we pretty much came in and said we are using your conference as a stepping stone. We want to either go to the SEC, the ACC. They're like, yeah, well, you know what? We're not going to modify our schedules to suit you, at least this year in 2019. So that definitely stings just a little bit, but what can you do? It doesn't sting any more than losing to South Alabama. So when we kick things off down the home stretch next week, we have Florida Atlantic, UTEP, Pitt, and another FCS game. So, I mean, hopefully, like, those are going to be all competitive games, but all really pick could be difficult. They got a great defense. Florida Atlantic can, they're a tricky team at 2-4. They're probably better than what their record says. But we should definitely think that there's potential to get 9 wins by the end of next week's episode. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking the talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big.